Hello everyone, this is Anastasia for Amira Salon channel, and I'm back to you with my pick a card reading for all signs. And today I decided not to pick a specific topic like career or love relationship, just whatever is coming next. And again, it's for all signs. And I have 3 piles of cards here, so you can pick up a pile before we begin. And you can just ask yourself a question. So what's coming next for me? It could be even time frame that you decided to set up for yourself. For example, upcoming week or upcoming month or upcoming year. It's up to you. You can also think about the theme that is most important to you at this time. So maybe if you're interested in love relationship, you can ask this question. So what's coming next with me and so and so? Or if it's about new job or finding some advancement in your career or personal business, you can also, family business, you can also ask the same kind of questions. So what's coming up? It can also relate to health related issue or whatever you would like to ask the cards. So how it's going to work, you look at the 3 piles of cards here, and I'm using GYPSY cards that you might already be familiar with. They have these beautiful pictures that looks like little scenes from the movie, like episodes from the movie, or they have some, pictures that are quite easy to interpret. And I also would like to shuffle, when I finish the reading of each pile, I would shuffle the deck of these also very funny cards, in my view, which I call eclectic tarot deck. Okay, so please ask your question, pick a pile of cards. They see here, this will be first, number 1, number 2, and number 3. And then you can just use timestamps below to focus only on your reading. So let's begin with number 1, the first. Are you ready? Okay. So let's begin with the first pile of cards. And what we see here is very interesting. Someone who is watching, you're waiting for a baby to come, that's for sure. If you look at these cards, so what we have here, it's marriage, we have a baby, and we have a desire. So how I can interpret this card? So if we take these cards literally, there are several scenarios here. So first of all, these cards talk about someone who is either wishing to get married and to have a family and to have a child, to have a baby. Because if we look at this card, which is called desire, we can see here a young woman who is beautifully dressed, and she's looking at the sunset or sunrise, and she's all in reverie, thinking about what future has in store for her. And we feel that she's longing. She's longing for having a family, for having beautiful wedding ceremony, and she would like to have a baby. So someone who is watching, your question, what's coming next, gives you an answer that, of course, you will be, for some time, you will be all by yourself, making your wish, and then most likely what is on your mind will be manifesting in reality, because the baby card and the wedding card, they are so easy to interpret that what you are wishing for, it will be coming to you. It's a very beautiful reading for those people who are still thinking about, who feel lonely, who are all by themselves, and they're thinking, so when this romantic partner, or when my future husband, or my partner will come to me, and it will be coming to you. Gender wise, if these cards can also relate to a man who is wishing to have a family and have a baby, because cards are just having these symbolic figures. So even though you're a man who is looking for a family and thinking of having children, the same reading is applicable to you as well. Also, it could be a very good, promising reading for people who already get married and they don't have a baby yet and they are planning to have a baby. So most likely this is whatever the time frame that you set up for yourself for this reading, you will be either planning to have a baby or the baby will show up. Very interesting. Now, if we don't talk about love relationship or family issues, it can also speak about your, for example, business or for your career plans. So let's say you either wishing or dreaming of like having that dream job. When my dream job manifests in my life, and then this card shows a very beautiful, promising contract or agreement when finally you will get married to your dream job. And as a baby who has to grow, you will grow new relationship at the workplace and your career will start to grow right after you sign the contract. So we can look at these cards in all possible scenarios, and no matter what is your question, what's coming to you, no matter what the aspect of your life you are interested in, these cards are promising that there will be some time of longing, some time of dreaming, some time of planning, and thinking about law of attraction. I don't know if you believe or not, but try to, when you're making your wish, try to be as realistic as possible and try to yeah, I created a new verb. Try to visualize all details of a beautiful future relevant to your question, and all those details. If it's about a baby, so what baby will look like, or what maybe name you will give to a baby. It doesn't matter if you wish to have a boy or a girl, but imagine how you love this baby and how happy your family is. Or if it is about growing your business, imagine all details about maybe new clientele, maybe the products that you are going to offer, and how this agreement between you and your future customers is growing happily and healthy. So my my feeling about the energy for these cards is very positive. Like whatever you are planning, it will be coming to your life. I'm not saying, I don't know how soon, because like I said, I suggested that all of you set up your own frame for realization of this question or these ideas. So let's take an additional card from Eclectic Tarot, and maybe we have some, yeah, Two of Wands. This is a card that shows that you cannot go any further just by yourself. You really need a second person. It could be a family member, it could be your future husband or wife, your marriage partner, your romantic partner, your workplace partner, your new team of people who will be working with you. And also Two of Wands shows that you really are looking for a reliable kind of soulmate partner, whether it is about romance or marriage or business, or you must be in partnership to for the wish that you made, looking at these cards, to be manifested. You really need a partner. And most likely, it's also Two of Wands. It's not only a card of searching for that partner, but also most likely signing the contracts and finding a person who will agree with your ideas, or in business or in work, in your profession, or it could be a partner in your creative project as well, because wands are are talking about creativity and energy coming to you. But again, look at this person, like he needs some support. He needs two wands, not one, to feel more grounded. So beautiful card. It's all about relationship. It's all about manifesting your desire not to be isolated and not to be all by yourself in realization of your dreams. Beautiful. Now let's look at the second pile of cards. Okay. So if you picked up the second pile of cards, what we can see here, the first card looks very gloomy and quite dark, and it's called a thief. So whatever you're asking about, mind that someone is stealing from you. And stealing doesn't mean only what refers to money or bank account. People can steal ideas and they can steal your happiness. So whatever your question is, what's coming, and it's not necessarily coming, but just cards warn you that, be mindful about look around and see who is stealing from you. And again, sometimes we are the thieves of our own happiness. Maybe you are stealing some joy in life or in relationship from your own self. So be mindful of that as well. I also see that the second card is sadness. So whatever makes you sad, you have to sort it out. You have to ask yourself, so what is stealing my happiness from me? And again, it could be people who surround you. It could be a marriage partner. It could be your workplace partner. It could be a job that is not satisfying. You cannot apply your talents. It could be a colleague who is kind of jealous about your accomplishments. It could be also your own doubts and fears that are stealing your movement forward, your advancement in whatever you are thinking about asking this question. And the the idea here is that you have to ask yourself, so what is stealing my happiness? What is stealing my joy? What makes me sad? And if you're asking about very specific scenario, it could be a case that, for example, if you're asking about romantic partner, it could be some period of energy that is, I would say, not necessarily upsetting, but it could be that you're feeling that something is missing in relationship, and you have to decide what is this thing, what can be improved or fixed in this relationship, that you are not stealing this joy from your own life or from this union of two people. If it is about business or you're working on some project, you can also ask yourself, what makes you sad? What blocks your energy from realization of your dream related to this creative project? Maybe it's a person who is very, critical of your project. Maybe it's because you are not quite confident in that you are taking the right path. So you really have to ask yourself, what is stealing from what is missing, and why energy is how to, what I see, sometimes it's very hard to put your vision into words. What I see right now, I will tell you what I see. That's exactly what I see. I see something like the sand in the sand clock. I see this process, that your joy or your ideas or your love or your enthusiasm is kind of piercing through, like the sand coming back to the ground. That's the vision that I see. So I think that you really have to stop being sad and instead decide what is making this project not moving forward. And by project, I mean, again, it could be relationship with a close friend, it could be romantic relationship, it could be marriage, it could be, oh, I just picked up relationship with your adult children. Something going on in the family, like you have some miscommunication with your children. Maybe there is no time for you, and that's what's stealing from that beautiful exchange of energies between parent and the child. So the card that is here, the crowning card in this reading, is hope, and it's very beautiful card. And I think that whatever you're asking about, you can find solution. Please ask yourself what you have to get rid of. Maybe you have to say goodbye to someone. Maybe you have to say goodbye to some of your habits. Maybe you have to look at time management, because like of this vision that I just had with sand clock, like time is kind of, you're missing time, and that's why you're sad, because you're not moving forward. So whatever is the case, you have very promising end of story, because you just have to stop being sad and wasting your time on upsetting emotions. But you have to ask yourself what can be fixed and how can be fixed, and you have to hope for the better, because the last card is very, very beautiful. Okay, so I'm taking back this card to have a full deck, and I would like to pull out an additional card for you guys for the second pile. Okay, Three of Wands. It's a very promising card. I like these glasses. Actually, when I was talking about sand, for some reason I wanted to say sand glass. I don't know why, sand glass. So now I see the glasses, and it looks like, and a pen. This wand looks like a pen. So you really have to sit down and make a pros and cons chart. You have to sit down and write down the two columns. What is helping me with my project or my relationship or my business or my career? Or what is bringing me down? What is helping? Who is the partner that I can stick to and rely on, or who is not helping me to move forward. So you really have to pay attention to details. You have to be more alert to all the red flags and red signs coming from within and from outside. And yes, you have to be this meticulous planner of your own happiness. And if we talk about the specific project, that's what you have to do. That's what's coming to you. You really have to fix the problem. And Three of Wands, it's a beautiful card of energy coming to you. Maybe you need more than one person to resolve your plight, whatever it is, whatever case is that. Or maybe you need advice from an expert. Like if we're talking about family issue, it could be a family counselor, or just a wise parent or a friend who can listen to your story and give some outsider opinion. You really need to look closer at whatever is your situation. And Three of Wands shows that you have energy to overcome whatever is stealing from you. That would be, you have to get rid of that, and that would be very good riddance. Okay, and finally we have the third pile of cards. And what we see here, we see here, maybe I will put these cards a little bit to the back for us to focus on the third pile of cards. So what I see here a lonely person who is all by herself or by himself. And again, the gender of the figure, metaphorical or symbolic figure on the card, doesn't mean that whoever is watching, it's only about women. It could be a man, it doesn't matter. But in this case, mostly the card talks about a feeling of being by yourself. It's a person who feels lonely or is for some reason isolated from society in whatever sense we can talk about it. It could literally show a widow. So if you're a widow, that's you. And the cards that go around. Oh, actually, we have two cards here. Oh, that's so interesting. I didn't notice that the second card got stuck to the first card. Um, you know, you can look at this card and think, oh, look at that. The symbolic figure of a widow being lonely, isolated, and then there is another female figure lying in hospital or on sick bed. So what a horrible reading is that. But remember that this card also shows recovery. It shows recovery, it shows a timeout, and maybe it's not about being a widow, being lonely or isolated. It's about that maybe for some time you need to take a time off. People who surround you, you need some time to regroup, to recharge your batteries. If you were experiencing some health issue, the cards show that it's either current situation or it's upcoming. Maybe you will need some time to take care of your body. So if your body is giving you signals that, look, go to the doctor, or pay attention, or stop overeating, or stop drinking hard stuff, strong stuff, or whatever is the case, the idea of widow and the recovery card, or sick person card, shows that please stop doing whatever is not healthy for you. Even not talking about bodily care, but maybe mentally, maybe you are too much stressed over an issue that you should not be so much stressed about. So you stop being this lonely lady who is crying in the pillow, and she can get really sick because of that. Or if you're a man, stop being like that lonely lady who is crying because she's either unhealthy or she's, maybe you broke up with your romantic partner and you feel so lonely, and you're kind of, sorry for the noise, it's my cats are getting crazy sometimes, and especially when I'm taking videos, maybe the energies are kind of mixed and they feel that, I don't know. So the point here is that you really need to stop doing something that is not healthy for you, and recovery, you need to start recovery process. So on the one hand, you need some time alone to regroup, to recharge your batteries, but at the same time, you need to start a healthy recovery process. And why I'm saying so, because look at these beautiful cards that are also here talking about very good, and even the candle stop. Yeah, so I will relight this candle as a symbol that you really have to recover from whatever upsetting emotions you're experiencing right now or may experience. So look at this stubborn. Okay, I'll do another one. You guys, we want recovery, we want light, we don't want darkness, right? Yeah, I'll put it right here for you guys to encourage you. So, unexpected joy and merriment. So how we can treat these cards in relevance to whatever is upsetting you or whatever is sick. It could be also the situation here is something is sick in your life. So you really have to take your time, think about that, and then start a recovery or treatment process. And one of the strategies to be back to life is to maybe engage more in social activities, to find a new partner if you broke up with your ex. There is more than one fish in the sea. Maybe you have to start dating someone else. And also, unexpected joy card is that no matter how hard our situation can seem to be, there always time for miracles and unexpected gifts from the above. And they show us, you are not abandoned. You are not all by yourself. There will be something really, really good happening. And sometimes, even though life is an unpredictable, and there is some mourning or some grief over loss, or you feel unhealthy and you don't feel like being social at this time. There is still time when all of a sudden, you know, a good word from a friend, or unexpected gift, or you read some news about a person who is even in a worse situation than you are, and you feel so much enthusiasm to and energy to overcome whatever is troubling you, that you will be recovered. Also, for people who have some health issues, this card shows it will be unexpected joy. It could be very good news on the way about your health issue. So don't take it too hard, too close to heart, whatever is bothering you. Even though something is really sick in your life, be, you know, try to focus on joy more than on some negative scenarios. um, Find like-minded people. Maybe you need to join a group of people who can support you. um, Attend some social events, listen to music, go outside. It's summertime, or if you're in Australia, it's winter time, but still there's plenty of places of nature where you can kind of draw positive energy to you, to your body, to your mind, to your heart. And remember, you're not all by yourself, you're not abandoned. Very good news is on the way. So let me pull out an additional card for this reading, and I hope it's a very positive card for you guys. And it's a very positive card, thank God. King of Cups. King of Cups, if you're talking about, if we're talking here about health issues, so a very good doctor is coming to you. Or maybe you have to change doctors if you want a second opinion. So a very good expert is on the way to help you, and see this person will be sharing some knowledge or wisdom with you, or with sharing very good news about your recovery process. So King of Cups is a person who is quite emotional, and he can be very caring. And it could be also a lady, actually. It could be a woman. She can be very caring, and they can bring you so much joy and happiness and peace of mind that you should not be feeling like this lonely lady anymore. If all the situation is not about health issue, but you asked about your relationship or love affairs, again, King of Cups, it's a beautiful omen, that it's very promising that a new partner is on the way, and he will be very caring, and he would be very again, I'm saying he because just it's our habit. They will be very caring, they will be very loving, and you will start from scratch. You will start from a new relationship if you're looking for this type of thing. But if you would like to, if the question is about marriage partner and you guys were in a conflict, so King of Cups also is a very beautiful card, showing that the energy of agreement is coming to resolve your conflict. And maybe you could be this King of Cups who could share your own wisdom, your patience, your loving nature with your partner, and you will be back to agreement again, and conflict, it would be resolved. I don't know, I just find all three readings quite interesting in terms of promising development of any scenario that you were asking about. And remember, our life can never be only merriment, only joy, only good things. Bad things always also happen, but we have to keep in mind that whatever we are experiencing in our life, we are the main, how to say, that we are directors of our own movies. We are directors of our stories. We are actors, and we are writers of the scenarios. So life can give us surprises, sometimes unpleasant, but whatever is the case, we have to focus on beautiful side of any situation, and hope and unexpected joy, I would say, are key cards for today's Pick a Cup reading. So thank you very much for watching. I hope it makes sense. Remember, it's just more for entertainment and advice, rather than just, you know, something predicting something bad coming. I usually look at all readings as advice coming from the energies of the universe that are trying to give us, you know, wisdom. And always remember, you are never alone. You know, the universe is giving you testing, but they're tests and exams, you know, but they also give you a lot of joy and energy and support, whether it is through people or through our own strengths and emotions of when we focus on positive outcomes, first of all. Okay, so thank you very much for watching, and till next time. Bye bye.